Sharks are always in the back of your mind sometimes. It just depends on the day. Some days are spookier than others, things that are in the water and that are moving around. But this day or that day, you know, it wasn't like that. You know, it was a beautiful day. It was the last day you would think that something like that would happen. It was the farthest thing from my mind. Beforehand, just picking up my friend, Andrew, and we headed down to Sandspit to go surfing, and it was a beautiful day, a beautiful walk down to the beach, and as we were walking down there, we were seeing some great waves, and went to the south side of the trail and paddled out to an excellent wave, and started sharing some waves together, and then a few other people came out, and probably surfed for about 45 minutes to an hour. And the waves were breaking in one particular spot, and I was kind of paddling back up to that spot and sitting there waiting for my next wave, and that's when everything drastically changed. It went from, beautiful day to, pretty violent and aggressive moment.
Yeah.
And it was attacked by a shark, taken down and brought underneath the water. What I remember is when I was hit is just being underwater pretty quickly and being dragged down, I don't know how far, but it was a little ways. And what Andrew saw was the shark coming out of the water with its gills flared and grabbing me and taking me down. And then he ended up seeing, nothing. It was gone. And the next thing he realized is that I came shooting out of the water. And I do remember that. I came out of the water and I was facing out towards the ocean, holding onto my surfboard. And I realized what had happened because I'd seen the shark attached to my leg, and it released me. And when it did, that's when I surfaced. And so after I surfaced, I knew what happened and assessed the situation and knew that my leg was cut, didn't know how bad, and looked at it and I knew it was bad. And my biggest concern was if the shark was still around. And so I started paddling in, and I was fearful of that until maybe 5 seconds, a little bit of time had passed, and then I realized that the shark was not interested anymore. And when I first came up, I yelled "shark," and to let everybody else know. And I don't know how loud I yelled it. I felt like I yelled it pretty loud, but who knows. And so took off. My main concerns were, was getting to the beach, stopping the bleeding, and then getting help. And that ended up happening. I mean, all that stuff took place. So I made it to the beach. I made it ahead of everybody else. I had a major adrenaline rush, and when I got to the beach, I tied my leg off with my leash, and just to stop any bleeding, if there was any bleeding, because I didn't know if I'd hit a main artery or what had happened, and I did know that if I was going to die, it wasn't going to be sitting out in the ocean. It was going to be paddling, trying to save myself. And so got there, and soon after that, Andrew was there. Some other fellow surfers that I've seen out in the water before were there, and they were extremely helpful. Then there was another person that ended up going and getting a doctor that was from Mammoth that was visiting, and then there was another doctor, local emergency room doctor here as well that helped out. And then, there were just a ton of people involved that came together to help me, get through all this stuff, which there's no way it would have happened without them.